And our next item is Paul Bell, who's a musician who will be playing a solo slot supporting the Cooperers at Chapel A House concert in Leeds this Sunday. And we'll be talking to him in just a second, but in between that, here's Paul Bell with a track from his LP. It's called Small Time Boy.
Some say love is in your eyes, the way you look at me, baby, that's a trick of the light. Some say love is in your voice, the talk is so cheap, words lose their meaning. So I say, love is in our hands, not just in our hearts. If love is to mean something, this is where it starts. It isn't words alone. Love is flesh and bone, and a light poured out. Some say love is in his kiss. That's not where it is. Sounds more like lust to me. Some say love is in your heart, feelings that flow, they can deceive you. So I say love, love, love is in our hands, not just in our hearts. Love is to mean something, this is where it starts. It isn't words alone, love is flesh and blood, the light poured out. Love is in our hands, not just in our hearts. Love is to mean something, this is where it starts. It isn't words alone, love is flesh and blood, the light poured So I say, love is in our hands, not just in our hearts. Love is to mean something, this is where it starts. It isn't words alone, love is flesh and blood, and the light poured out.
Well, that was Paul Bell with Small Time Boy, and I'm delighted to say that we have Paul here. Hello, Paul.
Hello there. Hi.
Yes, hello to you. We've just played your track. We've all enjoyed listening to it here. So tell us more about you and where you're appearing next.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons I'm speaking to you today is I'm playing in Chapel Allerton in Leeds on Saturday night. We're doing a house concert there, and so I'm one of the acts. The main act of the evening is called the Coopers, and I think it's going to be a fun evening. So yeah, so that's one of my next gigs, and yeah, looking forward to it.
I've been checking out some of your work, Jim. You've got quite a diverse range of topics that you sing about. Rising oceans, successful long-term relationships, procrastination, integrity, and knitwear. I'm sorry, I've got to ask you, what's the fascination with knitwear?
Well, that's a particular song that this isn't all in one song. That would be quite a long one. But yeah, I wrote a song about jumpers. It's called Too Much Difference, and it's about jumpers that are too thick, that when you put them on, you get too hot, you take them off, you're too cold, and the whole whole thing kind of goes on like that, really. So yeah, that's one of my songs, and there's a song I do about biscuits that people often remember because there probably aren't that many songs about biscuits. So yeah, I think about all sorts of things, as you say, yeah.
So, I mean, you started writing at the age of 8, lyrics. What sort of songs did you write at the age of 8? What were they about?
About all sorts of things, really. There was one about bluebells, I think. There was one about an old man. Yeah, I don't tend to do those songs anymore, obviously, but that's kind of I've been writing songs and playing the guitar for a long time, and yeah, just something that I've always enjoyed doing.
So what sort of influences have you had in your life musically? I mean, do you come from a musical family, or was there anyone close to you, or somebody that really kind of inspires you?
Yeah, my family's all quite musical in different ways. My parents both played music. It's not really the sort of music that I play. My dad was a French horn player and had sort of a bit of an opera-y sort of voice. So he would listen to that sort of thing. And my mum, I think, although I've never seen my mum play, I understand that she did play clarinet and piano and stuff when she was growing up. And then when we were growing up, my brother and a couple of my brothers and me had a bit of a band going, so we would play guitar and bass and drums and keyboards and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of music around in our house, and yeah, just growing up listening to all sorts of stuff, really, quite eclectic stuff.
So you've released 4 albums. Over what sort of time period's that, and when's the next one after that?
Yeah, good question. I think it's probably over about 8 or 9 years that I've done these 4 albums. So it tends to end up being one every couple of years. And so I'm not quite sure when the next one starts. You sort of start plotting these things almost as soon as you finish the last one, but you kind of, each album seems to have a bit of a life of its own, and you kind of have to let it run its course and then start on the next one. So yeah, as you say, the latest one, Small Town Boy, came out sort of at the end of last year.
So the future album that's already ticking over in your mind, you're going to give us any sneaky insights into what might be on there?
I'm not sure really. I've got a lot of sort of half-finished songs, so I'll have to finish a few of them off before we write and before we get around to recording anything, I suppose.
Well, given your eclectic subject matter, go on. Is there any interesting topics?
Well, in terms of the next one, I'm not really sure. The song that's kind of picking up a lot of attention from the latest one is a song called 4, which is about being 4 years old, and it's sort of inspired by my 2 young kids who are just around the corner when I'm talking to you now. And yeah, just the way they look at life and the way they look at the world. So that's kind of one of the more quirky ones on the new album.
Oh, might make an interesting contrast with your own early works then. With you writing the songs at that age?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, how big is this gig going to be that you'll be playing in Leeds?
I'm not sure, to be honest. You'd have to, if you go on the website, you can find out a lot more of the details. And the website is chapelahouseconcerts.co.uk. And I understand that nearly all the seats have gone, but there might be a bit of standing seats, not standing seats, that doesn't really, you know what I mean, standing tickets.
Yes.
So there might be one or two there if you want to find out a bit more about that. Have a look on the website and maybe come along. But yeah, the house concert thing is quite a fun way to do these things, I think, and there'll probably be a few of us crammed in a living room and really enjoyed it. I don't know how big this guy's house is.
Well, that would be certainly interesting. So basically it's this Saturday in Chapel Alton at the House Concert Venue, which you can check out on Paul Bell's website. So thank you very much, Paul, for joining us. I hope the gig goes well. Certainly sounds like an interesting one. I look forward to some interesting topics in the future from you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was Paul Bell there, who's doing a concert at Chapel House Concert Venue in Leeds.